Which insurances are needed while buying a house here in Germany? Are there any insurances which are mandatory? Which ones would I recommend? And which ones are obsolete? You'll find answers to all these questions in the following video. Hi, my name is Ajay, and in this channel I'm going to show you how to buy a house here in Germany. Before we start the video, I need to tell you that I'm not an insurance consultant. If you need guidance, please check with a professional who does this on a daily basis. Nonetheless, you'll be getting unbiased information here, so it does make sense to stick around. Whether you own a property or not, three insurances make sense anyways: liability, household, and legal insurance. They're relatively cheap and cover risks which might kill you financially. Now let's have a look at insurances which come to my mind while you buy a property here in Germany. I'll be covering 4 insurances and always tell you what they cover, what they're useful for, and whether banks ask for them as being mandatory as part of their agreement. Let's start with life insurance. In German, Lebensversicherung. If, God forbid, something were to happen to you, your spouse would be fighting with a huge loss. On top of this, there would be a financial burden of owning the house and paying the installments. To cover this risk, you may opt for a life insurance. Typically, insurance consultants suggest to have half amount of the loan covered in the insurance. So if you're taking a loan of 600,000 euros, life insurance should cover at least 300,000. Premiums are only 15 to 20 euros a month, so it's almost negligible looking at the risk you're covering. Banks might ask for this, but typically will not mandate you to have one. Although the banks don't make this mandatory, I recommend to cover this risk with an insurance. Second is the disability insurance, in German Berufsunfähigkeitsversicherung. With this insurance, you're covering the risk of not being able to perform your job anymore due to a disability, perhaps due to a disease or an accident. There are a lot of contracts and options available. For example, some companies might ask you to take up a lesser paid job or will only pay out if you cannot work at all anymore. There are a lot of individual criteria which come into play with this kind of insurance. For example, your age, your current income, your current job, your role in the company you are at right now, how much you want to get paid in case of a disability, etc. Premiums will start at around 30 euros and is open-end, all depending on which kind of work you do now, how old you are, etc. Banks will not ask for this insurance once you buy a property. In some cases, this insurance does make sense though. Next up is the residual debt insurance, in German Restschuldversicherung. This insurance has got different modules available: disability, death, job loss, etc. And will pay out the residual amount of your principal at that particular point in time. It's rather expensive in comparison with the life insurance I mentioned before. Premiums will start at around 10 euros a month and will highly depend upon the modules you choose as well as the agreed upon home loan. Banks typically do not ask to close residual debt insurance. This insurance might though be useful, but is very individual. If you're looking to buy a house or apartment here in Germany for own use or as an investment and are looking for a loan to finance it, I'd be happy to guide you on which type of loan fits your purpose. In the video description below, you'll find my contact form so we can get in touch. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you're informed once I upload a new video. Lastly, let's have a look at building insurance, property insurance, in German Gebäudeversicherung. This insurance typically covers the risk of damages by fire, water, storm, hail, and other natural calamities. Different providers have different modules, and the tenure is as long as you own the house. The premium will depend upon the size of the house as well as the area and exact location. Just as an example, if the house is next to a river, you might need to pay a higher premium because the risk of a flood there is higher than elsewhere. This insurance is definitely useful to have, as a single fire could destroy the full building, which you cannot repay out of your own pocket at that point in time. Banks will definitely ask for this and make this a prerequisite for getting the loan amount dispersed. Here is an excerpt of a home loan contract that's one of my houses. You'll see that the bank is asking me to show them that I have a property insurance and that I'm insured for fire, storm, water and hail, and if necessary also flood as well as landslides. If you're buying an apartment, the homeowners association will already have taken care about the building insurance. If you're buying a house, which you only own and the current owner already has such an insurance, that one you'll be taking over. This is to ensure that the building is always insured. You'll have a right of special termination which lasts around 3 months, and during this period you can change to another insurance company, or you just stick to the contract that the previous owner signed. To sum it up, only one insurance is really mandatory: the property insurance. All others are nice to have and are subject to how you want to cover a risk, whether with an insurance or with any other means. See you next time.